MacBean Scottish Fitness, and I am, and the stage, here we go, wanted to discuss something that just popped up. One of my other channels, here we go, got a lot of people joining, hopefully my picture will show up here really quick. So we're going to talk about YouTube's new policy. So YouTube has got a new policy now where they're going to reduce number of views or number of recommendations that they're going to use on YouTube. So on my YouTube channel, there's a title on there. So evidently they have a new policy. And what they're doing is they're saying, listen, if you have a fitness video and you're showing that you're making gains, and we don't want to sit there and upset people who don't want to have anything to do with fitness. So how does everybody feel about this? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Hey, Papa Metals, how we doing? Good morning. Good seeing you, sir. So it's a lovely Saturday morning, and I'm out here on the deck enjoying the lovely weather. And the Fitness Hutch from UK had put out a thing that he's going to discuss about this new policy. And it made sense because I noticed, hey, Ray, how we doing? I am a little congested, yes. But I'm feeling better, hopefully. So the whole idea is we're going to talk about comments. There we go. View, like, comments, show. And what we're going to talk about is how we feel about YouTube's new policy, that we want to sit there and not upset anybody. So if you're doing a cannot post comments to Instagram, learn more. Okay. To everybody on Instagram, this is kind of new to me. I'm looking on the share button, and all I'm doing is getting a screen. So I'm trying to do a double live screen here, and it doesn't look like that's going to work. So anyway, yeah, it looks like everything is paused. Nope, no, it's still moving. Okay, let's get moving. I got a freeze frame. There we go. Now we're moving again. Okay, let's get moving. All right, but I can mute that. So we're talking about this where new YouTube policy is saying, we don't want people to feel insecure about their body types or their fitness levels, so we're going to suppress fitness videos. So even though the channel kind of tells you what it's about, you have these huge channels with, Michael Hearn and Eddie Hall and stuff like that, and you're obviously going to see huge, lifts of strength in that because that's what they do. And then you got channels like us, MacBean Scottish Fitness and the Body Beatdown and the Fitness Hutch and Runner Boy and Astrodominus and that, where we're just showing regular people going in and working out and trying to get in better shape. And that's what I do. We try to get in better shape. We talk about proper nutrition. We talk about, trying to, tell people that, just 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week, it does to me. But I want to get different opinions here because I don't live in a bubble. But this is kind of the new, as I say, woke joke that YouTube is doing. So we don't want to sit there and make anybody who's out of shape bad, and we don't want to make anybody who's out of shape feel bad. What we want to do is we want them to encourage them to slowly start their journey to get healthier. That's what we want to do. We want to let them know that, a little bit of activity will have huge positive impacts on you. And it starts with going for a walk. It starts with giving up sugar in your sodas. It starts with not eating ice cream at 10 o'clock at night. Maybe have it at 10 o'clock in the morning so your body can sit there and metabolize it and get rid of it. It starts with all these things. It starts with trying to let people know that, listen, You don't have to be a Michael Hearn. You don't have to be an Eddie Hall. But what you want to do is you want to be a better version of yourself. Basically, all we're looking for. So, if you're in any live streams, and if there is the option of hitting a thumbs up, please do. Because I'm talking about fitness, it's probably being suppressed on the YouTube side. So, unless I get a lot of thumbs up, I'm probably not going to get this video out to reach many people. And if you do have opinions on that, please put that in chat and let me know. So right now we have one that says it sounds stupid, which I agree. Right now we have so many influences on bad behavior out there that where are the influences on good behavior? When are we going to influence good behavior over to bad behavior is what I'm wondering about. Papa Meadows, good seeing you again, sir. Yeah. And I mean, it's not even they're doing it because of the older people. They're doing it because they don't want to sit there and make teens feel insecure. Now, I remember being a teen, and I'll be honest with you, for most of us teens, being insecure was a way of life. We were growing, we were changing, we were getting new definitions. We were going from a child to an adult. And it's a confusing time. It can be a scary time. Absolutely. I said, but what would help is if you stay busy. Sports helped. Right. Like what they say, if your doctor doesn't talk, if you go to your doctor and they're not asking you about your eating habits and about your exercise habits, and they're only wanting to give you a pill, then they say they're not a healer, they're a dealer. Now, my experience, and I've been lucky to have some good doctors, as they've always asked me, well, first of all, they say, you're in really great shape. I go, well, thank you. I work hard at it. And they say, well, no, you're not any prescriptions. I said, no, I'm not. I don't believe in them. All right. There are cases you do need them. So I understand. I'm not an expert. I'm just some person that lifts and has a good time. In some cases, you do need prescription drugs, but in a lot of cases, you don't. You just need to change your lifestyle. Or change your lifestyle along with taking the medication. Diabetic, there's certain foods that are going to set that off. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I will continue to try. Absolutely. I'm getting a lot of activity here on Instagram, which is cool. Not much so on YouTube, which is normal because they're probably suppressing me. Remember, hit the thumbs up so we can try to get this message out because YouTube is working against us. Now, I don't think this is an Instagram policy yet, but Instagram's part of Meta. Part of Facebook, and I think we can all agree we've seen some silly things coming out of that. So who's just popped in? Eric King, good morning. Good seeing you, Eric. Yeah, if you're asking me about saying hi to people that you don't see there, it's because I have 2 live streams running. I didn't know I could do it, but I've got my Instagram live stream going and my YouTube channel. Yeah, there's much rejoicing. So I'm trying to get the word out. So this is a new policy. I just want everybody's thought on it. They're going to suppress your fitness videos because they're afraid that we're going to sit there and make kids feel insecure about their body type. Now, regardless of what your body type is, doing an exercise regimen is beneficial to you. Okay, whether you're skinny, whether you're regular weight, whether you're heavyweight, whether you're extremely heavyweight, getting into physical activity is going to be beneficial. Now, if you haven't done physical activity for a long time, you want to take it slow. Slow and low is the way to go. What does that mean? Go in the gym, you start with the bar. All right, you're not there to impress anybody. You're there to sit there and get the circulation moving. You're there to get the muscle tendons to start to stretch. You're there to get nutrients to pump through and burn some calories. And then as time goes on, you increase the amount of weight, you increase the amount of reps, and hopefully you increase the amount of days that you go and the amount of time you spend. So those just joining in, the topic is YouTube has a policy where they are suppressing the views. Not completely, but they're going to show it less. They're going to recommend fitness videos less, whether it's a long stream, whether it's shorts, because they don't want to sit there and offend teens or make them feel insecure. So instead of sending a positive message out, my feeling is they're going to continue to send the bad messages out. You know, are they suppressing videos that show deviant behavior? Are they suppressing videos that show anger? Are they suppressing videos that show, this side is better than that side? Are they showing, videos that if you don't believe this way, then you're a bad person? Yada, yada. I don't think they are. But they're going to sit there and suppress the one video that is probably beneficial to just about everybody, and that is fitness and nutrition. So, the recovery is going well, Hunter. Thanks for asking. So, it really bothered me when I had to sneeze and that. Yeah, I mean, it would cause me pain for a couple hours. And now that I have this cold, I've been sneezing a lot, and I can tell that it's my sternum and bones are healed enough where I can take that. I still push against her just to make sure, but I'm not getting that pain afterwards. So I will be able to start hitting the heavier weights. So those who don't know, I had 430 pounds come out of my hands. I don't know why it did, but it did, and it hit me in the chest hard, and did crack a lot of bones, and took me out of lifting for about 2 months. And now I'm going back in. Of course, it's lighter weights, but slowly but surely I will recover and do the heavier weights. So I'm just trying to get everybody's idea on what they think about YouTube now suppressing these helpful videos, because they're afraid somebody's going to be insecure. So, I can see if somebody's sitting there posing in front of the mirror, and they're a bodybuilder and they've been taking steroids and they've got their stuff, dialed down because they've been doing it for, 10 years and they've been very consistent about it, where it might make somebody with just a regular body type feel, oh God, I'd never get like that way. Well, you don't have to get that way. There's no reason you have to look that way. I had some young kids, who's sitting there going, oh, this is what gets to women. I said, no, that's not what gets to women. What gets to women is having a good career, a good job, they'll produce a lot of money. and yes, having a good look doesn't hurt. So, I just think this is a bad idea. That we're going to sit there and suppress positive content. And I have noticed it because my short videos of me lifting, benching and deadlifting and curling and whatever, full stack attack and stuff like that, where I used to get thousands of views, I'm now getting hundreds. And I was trying to figure out what's happening. Now, and the funny part is it hasn't affected me monetizing at all. I'm still making that, $50-$60 a month, and that's all I make on this channel. Well, on this one. On Instagram, I make almost 100. But that has seemed to have slowed down a bit too, and I don't know why. I had 1 month where it went nuts, and one post that made me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I wish I could repeat it. I think. Hey, Alvin, how you doing, son? Good seeing you. How's life treating you? Yeah. Unfortunately, Jason's a great guy. Fortunately, my 14-year-old son was able to give me a better fight than he could, but it was funny. I think that was Steve who recorded that. Yeah. So hopefully things are going well with you, sir. I do see a post from you every now and then, once in a blue moon. I'm not on the Facebook as often as I used to be. Concentrating more on my channel, concentrating more on my main job, and I have picked up a third job, because Bidenomics. I need to keep paying the bills. So actually this morning I was hoping to get some deliveries out, but no one was buying anything, so I decided that the wife and I are just going to go out and enjoy the afternoon. But I've seen this thing where it's saying, we're going to suppress fitness videos because we think that makes people feel bad. I'm like, wow. You think this is a good thing? So we want to make sure that people are not feeling insecure, but it's okay if they're unhealthy. It's okay if their nutrition is garbage. It's okay if they don't take vitamins and minerals. We'll just put them on a pill. I was asking my wife, she's been teaching second grade for about 25 years. And every year, she tells me about a new policy, where we just want to be their friends. We just wanted this. We just want to be. We are destroying the ability of our young men and women to deal with real life. That is what we're doing. Now she doesn't have a system to tell somebody when they misbehave. We can't do that anymore. Because then it makes them, feel bad in front of the other classes. Well, it's called peer pressure. Peer pressure was a wonderful thing. It always helps. I did that when I coached basketball. I coached girls basketball, and parents would go, "Wow, you don't yell like the other coaches do." I said, "No, I don't. Because when you yell at kids, you're going to have to always yell at kids. I mean, it's going to be the only way you're going to be able to deal with them. And I don't want to lose my voice. Hey, Kelly, how we doing? Good morning. It's going pretty well. I'm feeling better. I haven't got a cold, but I'm starting to recover. So the first day I met this team, I told the young ladies, I said, there's two ways you can address me. You can address me as Coach or Mr. So Coach MacBean or Mr. MacBean. And one of the young ladies called me by my first name. And I didn't say anything. I just said, line up. And I had them running suicides. So suicides, you run to the half court, or the free throw line, back, half court, back, 3/4, back, boom. And I had them do 15 of those. And by that time, they were pretty tired. But, playing basketball, you want to make sure everybody's in shape. And we sat down, we started talking about plays again, and she addressed me by my first name again. So I said, line up. And we did another 15. Well, on the way back, a couple of other girls were having a conversation with her about how she should address me. And from now on, I was addressed as Coach or Mr. MacBean. Didn't have to yell. And to me, it was a win-win. They get in better physical shape, and they understand that we're not at equal bases. I'm sorry, boys and girls, but you are not at equal bases as an adult, for the most part. There are some exceptions. So, this is one way to influence them. Well, now we don't want to make them feel insecure. We don't want to make them feel bad. We don't want them to have to deal with peer pressure. Well, we're raising some very weak-minded men and women. That's what's happening. And so the military says we have a hard time filling our numbers. Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, a lot of them are not physically able to do the basics. And if you lower the basics, well, God help them if they have to actually get in combat. And a lot of them are not mentally able to do that. So when my daughter graduated basics from the Air Force, I was talking to E8 there, and I liked the guy. We got along fine. And he was telling me that he didn't like the idea that we tore them down and then built them back up. He thought we should be just understanding in that. And I said, well, you're Air Force. So maybe that's the way Air Force wants to do it. I said, I was Army. We were combat MOS. And I want to know if somebody's going to fold under pressure before we get into combat. So if they're going to fold in basics, we've actually did that person a favor. And made them realize that the military is not for them. I don't want them folding under fire. And it can still happen, but you have to have some sort of filtration. This person, we started with a class of about 130, and I think we graduated with 80. Now, the numbers may not be accurate, but they're pretty close. All right, so there was about 50 people that had to go. It wasn't for them. Nothing wrong with that. This military and that type of discipline was not something they were going to adhere to. So it was mental. Most of it was mental. Very little of it was physical. Mostly it was mental back then. Now they're not even getting the basics because of their physical ability, bones breaking, stuff like that. So what is YouTube's answer? Well, let's suppress any fitness videos. Let's suppress one thing that can make our men and women have stronger bones, stronger tendons, stronger muscles, a stronger heart. And actually fitness, if you get into fitness, you will feel better about yourself. You'll be less insecure. So this idea of suppressing this, and they've already done it. This is not something new. They just finally came out and said it. And I'm sure some creators are saying, well, why are my views down by 30, 40, 50%? No, this is their new policy that if you're in too good of shape, or if you eat too good of food, or if you're too happy in life, Well, you're making some teenager feel insecure. Now, teenagers, it's okay to feel insecure when you're a teenager. I was. Absolutely. I was tall and skinny. I wrestled 98 pounds at 5'10" when I was in high school. Couldn't put that weight. Did it bother me? Yes, it did. But I still did sports. I wrestled, I ran cross country, and I ran track. And I still kept trying to do things to make myself stronger. I kept going into the gym and lifting. You know, I did extra sports when, the neighbors, we'd all get together and we'd play softball, and baseball, and hockey, and basketball, and roundup tag, and hillbilly tackle. I mean, we were active. So we don't see a lot of that anymore. Unfortunately, boys and girls and men and women were attached to our phones. I spend more time on it than I probably should. And I can say, well, I'm doing it to make money. And I am, but like I said, I can work extra 4 hours a month and recoup the money I make on Instagram, and I can work another hour to recoup the money I make on YouTube. So I can work an extra 5 hours a month and recoup the money that I make on these two outlets. So obviously I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it to try to get people to feel better about themselves, to get in healthier shape. And when you're in healthier shape, you can enjoy life more. I mean, that's just a fact. And my light keeps laying on there. Hey, that's how we doing. Good morning. Yeah, so I seen that the Fitness Hutch put that out there, and I'm like, wow, really? I mean, why would we do this? I don't understand it. Why would you take the one positive message and restrict it? Now, they're not stopping it, but they are restricting it. Like I said, I'm seeing where I used to see thousands of views on my shorts, I'm seeing hundreds. So where a short would get anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 views, I'm now getting 400 to 500. And that's just where it is. So it's telling me they're all getting that level. So that's a YouTube thing. That's not the only place that comes from is YouTube. On Instagram, I've noticed a decrease in views, but I don't know if that's the reason I'm there. You never know. By the time you think you figured something out, they change things. But it doesn't seem to be. The impact doesn't seem to be the same on Instagram. Not yet at this time. So if you're going to sit there and take the ability to get a positive message out to the people who mostly need it, it's the ones that are insecure about their body types or where they're going or their fitness level that need to see these and need to know that all you got to do is start with a walk. Start with giving up one bad food group. I always say the first thing to do is get rid of soda. Don't go to diet soda because that's got chemicals in it just as bad as the sugar. But just stop drinking soda. Drink water. That alone, removes. If you drink soda, you drink 5 pounds of sugar every month. Every month, you drink 5 pounds of sugar. Some probably even more. We're trying to encourage healthy lifestyles. If you smoke, get rid of the cigarettes. They're terrible for you. Yeah, guys smoke. Oh, there's no proof this is bad for you. Shut up. Yes, there doesn't have to be proof. It's just common sense. It's bad for you. Stop doing it. It helps me deal with stress. No, it don't. It doesn't help you deal with stress. If anything, it gives you stress because now you're at work and you're thinking, God, when am I going to be able to sneak out and have a cigarette? So if anything, it adds stress. There's nothing beneficial there for you. I'm not telling you not to have fun, but get rid of some of the bad things in life, and you'll be surprised how these things will help you out. So I'm streaming through Instagram first time through StreamYard, which is kind of cool. I know I could do it right from my phone, but I am streaming also at the same time through YouTube. Yeah, they have. I haven't really had any of them go over 1,500 views. And I used to get them, to go 10,000 views. So I was wondering what was going on. So the Fitness Hutch kind of pointed that out. Here's their new policy. Suddenly it makes sense. You know, it's like, oh, that's why I'm not getting the views. That's why I'm not getting the outreach, because they're suppressing it. You know, it's not like this. People decide, oh, we're not watching this stuff anymore. So that's the topic of the day: is YouTube is suppressing views on anything on fitness because they're thinking it's going to uh, make insecure young men and women feel bad about their body type. And like I ain't trying to sit there and shame anybody about their body type and that, but I where I work, I see a lot of men my age, and I just don't understand why they would let themselves get that way. Just my opinion. I think there's got to be a certain point where you got to have some self-respect for yourself. Did I say yourself enough times? We got the hummingbirds now. Now I got a feeder up there. They're coming out there more often. I mean, that's why I got back into it. I took a 3-year break, and the wife was saying, "Oh, you look fine. You look fine." And I looked in the mirror one day, and no, I did not look fine. I was out of shape. I was a typical 40-year-old man, and I went back to it. And I tell you what, the one thing that really, probably the biggest motivation this week is when I went and had surgery done on my ear and had this cut out. Is when the older nurse, and it gets harder for me to say that, said, "Well, you need to take your shirt off." I took my shirt off, and she's like, "Whoa." Now you just made my day. Because the shirt does hide a lot. All right. Now I don't do the lifting just so I can get a 75-year-old nurse to go, "Whoa." I do it because it's healthy for me. It allows me to do more things, allows me to move more weight, run faster, and engage in sports with my children or grandchildren. Go for hikes and not sit there and fall apart the next day. That's why I do these things. And that's why you should, just to raise your level of being healthy. Josh, you're killing it out there. You keep going at it. You had a bad week or two because of the wisdom teeth being out. That's the normal case. That's the way it goes. That's a regular road. But you got back into it. And that's what matters. And if you end up taking a week or 2 weeks off, and the whole idea is there's always a good idea to restart. Always a good idea to go back at it. So that's what you want to do. So that's my live stream for today. Is YouTube is suppressing fitness videos. Let me know in comments what you feel about that. Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Personally, I think it's a bad thing. We're taking one of the few positive influences away from the kids. Because kids, you spend too much time on your Xbox and PlayStation or on your computer games. You spend too much time glued to your phone. You're sitting next to your friends, and you and your friends all are sitting there watching a phone. I see it in my own family. Sitting there with the wife, she got the phone in front of her. My son's got the phone in front of her. I had the phone in front of me. I'm like, wait a minute, I put the phone down. I'm like, everybody put the phones down. Let's talk about what's been going on. Or our ability to socially interact with each other is getting diminished. And then what you have is people that are behind a keyboard saying ignorant things. TikTok's the worst. And then you have people that are just, and I did a live stream on TikTok kind of covering that. They're saying, well, let's put something very controversial out there so I'll get a lot of people to pop on there and get my views. Then at least half the people are going to be mad about what I said. And that's all they're doing about it. And they're saying ignorant things. And you're looking at them going, you don't look like anybody should be giving anybody advice, let alone that advice. But you've been on there for a long time. You've got the viewership. And as long as you can sit there and get your 10,000 clicks, you're going to make some money. So you put something stupid out there. Now, I could do the same thing, but it's just not me. I'm not going to put out there, weightlifters for this person, weightlifters for that person. Or, if you don't do this, you're, this category. I just don't do that. I don't need that sort of attention. Yep. So that's usually what I do. Usually what I do when they don't do that, I say something off the wall. Like, man, look at the size of that butt. And then, what? So now I got your attention. Now they're doing. I used to do that in the gym when people had their earbuds in. And I just sit there and pretend I was talking to them. And then they pull everything out. Oh, never mind. And I walk away. It's just, I don't know, pet peeve. But do whatever makes you comfortable in the gym, you go ahead and do. So YouTube's policy now is suppress fitness videos. I've noticed it. A lot of other content creators have noticed it because we're worried about upsetting all the wrong people. So instead of sending a positive message, we're going to block the positive message. But it's okay to keep sending some deviant messages. Got it. It's like that one comedian. Got it. So my feeling is it's a bad thing for YouTube to do that. I think we're going to end up raising some very weak men and women in the next generation. And this is why. It isn't saying that you can't go out and find a video. You know, if you sit there and type in MacBean Scottish Fitness, I'll pop up. And you can watch all the videos you want. It's just they won't be shot out as a suggestion in the frequency that they used to be. So we'll see how that goes. Everybody else. Good morning, Jairus Olmstead. Yeah, it's very oppressive. It is. I am on Rumble too, but it's I got like 12 followers. I've got Scottish Fitness and MacBean Scott. All right. Don't ask me, I ended up getting 2 of them. Setting up the channel was very confusing. So the one I got like 87 followers. That one I really don't do much with. The other one I have like 12. And I've been posting some of my videos on there. They're not getting very many views. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I went there because East Tennessee Preparedness went there. Figured I'd go back there. Hey, Last Chance Labs, how you doing? So yeah, I'm actually live on YouTube and I'm live on Instagram at the same time. So the latest thing is YouTube is now suppressing views on fitness videos because they don't want to make teenagers feel insecure. And I have noticed it. I don't know if you've noticed it on here, but I've noticed that on my short videos, I'm getting far less views. You know, where I used to get thousands of views, now I'm getting hundreds. So I'm getting about 10% of the views I used to get. And I was trying to figure out what was going on. So now I guess I know what's going on. They're getting suppressed because we don't want to make young men and women feel bad about their body type. And I don't think a 62-year-old man lifting weights, I don't see how that's making a young man and woman feel bad. Maybe it's encouraging them that, you know, lifting weights is a lifelong thing. And really the ones I want to encourage are people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s that stop lifting. Because, oh, I'm too old for that. You're never too old for that. All right, you should never stop lifting. Always be lifting. ABL, always be lifting is my suggestion to you. So I think I'm going to sit there and start cooking some breakfast. I don't know how much bacon I have. If I have enough bacon, I might make some BLTs because I know I have plenty of lettuce. You know, get some food going. And Mom and I are going to go out and try to have some fun. We'll see how I feel. So everybody remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, hydration, safety. Just get outside in the sun, get active, go for walks, get in the gym, get moving. Remember, a body at rest will stay at rest. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. And thank you very much for joining in. Yeah, you're never too old. Never too old. Thanks for coming in there. Everybody have a wonderful day. And that one's lying there. And let me end this one here.